In today's video, I'll be landing 1 KO with every fighter on the UFC 327 card that's inside of UFC 5. And we're starting with one of the openers of the card, Kelvin Gastelum. Now, he doesn't have any crazy cool moves, but he does have an insane overhand. Oh, there we go. So the move I'm going to be going for is a lead body hook into an overhand. Oh my God, I love that! Nothing special, but when it lands, it's clean. And after rocking my opponent, I had the perfect opportunity to land the KO. Oh! Let's go! So with Kevin done, I'm moving on to his opponent, Vicente Luque. Now he's only at welterweight in UFC 5, so I'm using the lighter weight class to my advantage. And that's because I'm going for a spinning heel kick straight to the face. And after rocking my opponent twice, I was finally able to land the KO. Oh! Let's go! Which means we're moving on to the third fighter and the only female fighter on the list. And I don't know how to say her name. Tatiana Suarez. But I do know that I ended up facing Rose Namajunas, and after we rocked each other with head kicks... Ow! Ah, shit. I discovered that Tatiana has an insane kick. Why does she have that as her move? It's called the jumping switch kick, and that's what I'm going to try to land for the KO. Oh my goodness! Tatiana! No! No! Yes! Tatiana! And after hurting my opponent to the body, it opened up the shot. Yes! Bro, how is she eating these? One more. Tatiana. And we're moving on to Kevin Holland and Randy Brown, where I was able to land pretty nasty KOs with both fighters. Up first is Kevin Holland, and after killing Ian Gary with an uppercut in a backyard scrap, I knew I could do better. So I had my eyes set on a jumping switch knee to the face. And after kicking this zesty fester in the head, I dropped him with a clean uppercut combo to the body and then to the head, and I finished the fight with 2 switch knees to land the KO. Oh my goodness. One more time. Oh my God, he's dead. He's dead. As for Randy Brown, I'm looking for the question mark kick KO. So after dropping Ian Gary, I threw it out there and surprisingly it landed. Question mark KO. Then I had an interesting celebration. But we are officially 5 fighters down and 1/3 of the way there. And we have some insane KOs coming up with fighters like Cub Swanson and Johnny Walker. But before we get to those, next up is Mr. Gamrot. And I never really used him in UFC 5, so after exploring his moveset for a couple of fights... No! I finally landed a KO. Oh, uppercut lands. Body kick. We'll find out Saturday night, brother. Oh, shit. Oh, check hook. Dang. Oh, my goodness. Let's go. Let's go, Gamrot. And with Gamrot down, it's time to KO his opponent, Esteban... I don't know how to say his last name either. And he's low-key an underrated fighter in UFC 5 because he has some insane power in his hands. Oh, Esteban! But for this KO, I'm looking at his feet. And that's because I want to land a lead question mark kick. But the issue is I never use Esteban, which means I'm either getting KO'd or my opponent is quitting. What? Why are we quitting? Pussy. Eventually, I got into a fight where I was able to set up the lead question mark kick by ripping lead body kicks. Another one. Okay. And after hurting my opponent to the body, it finally landed. Right into his toe. Oh, let's go! Let's go! And now we have the killer Cub Swanson, and he has a very unique moveset. Because not only does he have a ducking roundhouse, but he also has a handstand kick. So after piecing up my opponent and landing a no-look ducking roundhouse, I was able to land the handstand. Oh my goodness! Get him, Cub! Let's go! Let's go! But up next is Paulo Costa and his opponent, Assmat. Now for the Juice Monster, I could not get a KO. I was either getting KO'd or my opponents just kept leaving. Bro! Oh, Bruce Buffer, I'm sorry. This feels fucked up. Okay. Grown man! But after 4 attempts, I found myself taking on an Alex Pereira. And if you don't know, this man has insane power. So after getting dropped early round number 1, I knew I had to lock in. Fuck me. I ended up rocking Alex multiple times before landing the knockout. Oh my goodness. Oh! As for Assmat, it was a completely different story. He just has way too much power, and that led to my opponents jerking it to a finish just to get out of the octagon. What? In all seriousness, the real KO is a nasty hook for the finish. Oh! And I might have gone a little overboard on the celebration. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Anyways, for Dominick Reyes, he doesn't have any crazy moves, so when I got matched up with the Iceman, I just had to get a KO, which I did, but not before I gave him more CTE than Tito Ortiz. Oh my goodness. I uppercutted the back of his neck, and after getting rocked myself, I was able to counter with an uppercut, and as he was dazed, put him to sleep. Oh! No way! No way! Yes way. And now we move on to a fighter who is made for this challenge. Johnny Walker. This guy has such an insane moveset in the game, and although his bread and butter is the jumping knee, I had to go for an even more unique move, the axe kick. There it is! And after trying to land it multiple times, bang! Bang! Dude! Dude, let it land! Let it land! I finally landed it. Yes! 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 I hit my knee! I hit my knee! Oh, my ACL's gone. My ACL's gone and I'm still whipping ass. Yes! How? How is he alive? Riddle me this, Batman. It dropped on his head. He went and just survived. So my plan for round number 3 was to only target the body and then randomly throw the axe kick out of nowhere. And it ended up working perfectly. Yes! 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 Who do you think you are? I am! Boom! And up next is Curtis Blades. And although he doesn't have any crazy moves, we still have to get a KO with him. First gloves. Okay. And this John Jones player was a dick. He was just spamming spinning back kicks. So I started walking him down to try to land the KO. Yes! Let's go, Curtis! Let's go, Curtis! Oh my goodness. But instead ended up killing him. Bro, I just killed John Jones. Eventually, I landed the KO and made him quit. Oh! 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 Let's go! And we made him quit. And we made him quit. Let's go! And with that KO, we have finally made it to the main event fighters. We have Carlos Ulberg and Jiri Prochazka. Now, if you've been living under a rock, these guys are fighting this weekend for the vacant light heavyweight championship. And that's because Alex Pereira moved up to heavyweight to fight Cyril Gane on the White House lawn for the interim heavyweight championship of the world, which I did simulate alongside the whole White House card in this video. But first up is Carlos Ulberg, and although his moveset is very basic, he has really fast kicks, which I was able to use to my advantage to get the KO. But first I had to get KO'd, and once I did, I was locked in. I first broke my opponent's toe with my head, and then I kicked him in the balls before breaking his ribs and then landing the KO. Let's go! Boom, baby! And for the last KO of 327, it's Jiri time. And the move I'm going for is the lead hook into a spinning back elbow.
Let's go for that.
And I ended up hurting my opponent to the body with a couple of kicks. Dang! Before dropping Israel Adesanya with a 2-1 and then a head kick. I eventually landed the spinning back elbow, but he ate it. Oh my goodness. So after dropping my opponent one more time, I threw the spinning back elbow and landed the KO. Now let me know, who do you got winning the main event, because my money is on Jiri. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. With that being said, thank you for watching, and always, God bless.